गौरा भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। माता जी, फ्रांस की माता जी।
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Is anybody is there to do arti, or we have to do only?
Yeah. Mataji is getting ready now.
Okay. So should I do for 5
Preeti
minutes?
Mataji. Let me ask. Preeti Mataji, are you ready, Mataji? Can you start the video? Hare Krishna. Preeti Mataji, are you there? Yeah, Mataji has switched on the video. Yes.
Yes, Mataji. I'll start.
So we'll do Gaura Arti.
Tulsi Arti first, Prabhu.
Tulsi Arti, okay.
Just one second. कृष्ण जल्दी आना, इसको रिवर्स कैसे दिखाऊं? इधर आओ ना जल्दी, रिवर्स कैसे करूं?
Mataji, left top corner you will have a...
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was not able to see that. Thank you, Prabhuji. Okay. So, Prabhuji, like Prabhupada, like 2 levels only, okay? Prabhupada and Lord Krishna and Radha Krishna and Jagannath and Saligram.
Okay.
And Laddu Gopal. Okay.
So now we'll do Tulsi Arti, right?
Okay. I have Tulsi ji, yeah.
Okay. वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवश च विष्णु भक्ति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवश च विष्णु भक्ति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। वृंदाय तुलसी देव्याय प्रियाय केशवश विष्णु भक्ति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः। वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्णा प्रेयसी Everybody would like to repeat?
Namo Namaha.
Radha Krishna Deva
Krishna Seva Babu प्रिय अभिलाषी
हे तो मारा शरण लो तारा मचा पूर्णा हो
कुमार शरण लो
तारा
वांछा पूर्ण हो।
Preeti Mataji's video is audio visible to others?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, okay. Mora ye abhilashi sunge diyoba
Bilash, bilash,
kunje diyo
ayane hai gokada gokada ruparate
नयनेरी बसराते
thoda krishna preyasi namo
Krishna preyasi
ये निवेदन धर सकीरनु करो
निवेदन धरो सखीर अनुगत करो
सेवाधिकार दिए
सेवा अधिकार दिए करो निज दासी
दीन कृष्ण दासे को
दीन कृष्ण दास को
श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेम सताए नवासी
श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेम सदा नवासी
थोड़ा कृष्ण
श्री कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमः श्री प्रेयसी नमः
रामदास कृष्ण सेवा पाओ
Krishna
सेवा करो श्री कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमः यानि ब्रह्मात्यादिकानि च अन्तानि
दक्षिणा पदे
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 पदे यानि ब्रह्मात्यादिकानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Tulsi Maharani Jai Devi Jaya Tulsi Maharani
Devi Tulsi Maharani Jaya Devi
जय जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद
जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद
वृंदाय तुलसीदेवाय प्रियाय केशवाय विष्णु भक्ति वृंदाय
विष्णु पदे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः
वृंदाय तुलसीदेवाय प्रियाय केशवाय विष्णु भक्ति नमो नमः
बिंदाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति पदे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः
वृंदाय तुलसीदेव्याय प्रियाय केशवाय च विष्णु भक्ति देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः
विंदाय तुलसीदेव्याय च प्रियाय केशवस्य च विष्णु भक्ति पदे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः
वृंदी देवी तुलसी महारानी की
जय
So now we will do Gaur Aarti. Preeti Mataji. Preeti Mataji, should we do
Yes,
Gaur
yes,
Aarti?
Prabhuji. Okay, okay, Prabhuji. Okay.
Ki
I just
bajayo
want to take it. You can start.
Aarti ka shubha. Ki bajayo
जय गौरा चांदे आराधि गोशोभा
Vita Jaga
नानाविता दावानी
Iba daki Kirita Chandra Mame Jagada
Nita Chandra Mame Gadadara Kadeya Daita Srini Vasatradhara Bhakti Achi Gaura Chandra Ratna Simhasani
Adi
Aradi Kore Na Brahma Adi Devagani Adi Kore Shamar Dulaya Kundaya Mugunda Basho Goshadigaya Sangha Baje Ganda Baje Baje Kartala Madhura Mridanga Baje Paramarasala प्रभु कोटि चंद्र जीनी वदन उजाला देशे बाना माला जलमाला
शिव शिव
सुगना राधा प्रेमे गधा गाधा साकति विनोदा देखे गौरार संबाधा गौरांगे राधिक शोभा जगा मन मन लोभा जय गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय गुरनिताय जय गौरनिताय
हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे
हरे कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्ण
कृष्णा
कृष्ण हरे हरे
हरे
हरे
राम
राम
हरे
हरे राम
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 हरे
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 कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare
Jaya Gauranga Jaya Gauranga Gauranga Jaya Gauranga
Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev
श्री गौर आरती की जय की जय गुरु महाराज की जय थैंक यू प्रति माता जी
Thank you, Prabhuji, and thank you, Mataji, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
okay so we have still 5 minutes
Okay.
so I will do 5 minutes kirtan then we'll have
Okay.
or Saran Prabhu, you want to do 5 minutes kirtan? Saran Prabhu is there? Okay, I think Saran Prabhu is not there. Yeah, I will only continue. Okay. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama
उस जगह में ऐसे रखो खुले में इतना बैठो कोई नहीं पाती
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Gauranta, Jaya Gauranta, Gauranta, Jaya Gauranta, Jaya Rama Chandra, Radha Chandra Rama, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladeva, Subhadra Jaya Deva, Jaya 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 Ananta Deva, Jaya Jaya Lakshmi Narayana Jaya Ananta Deva, Lakshmi Narayana Jaya Ananta Deva, Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Hayam Sankirtan ki jai, Satyati ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, thank you all for joining Sunday Feast Evening program. Today we have our Giridhar Gopal Das Prabhu. We all know him. So last time he had given a wonderful Bhagavad Gita class, giving his own analogy. It was a very nice example he had given. So today also we have a great opportunity to hear from him. So hope we'll get some benefit from this lecture. Hare Krishna. Let's all welcome Giridhar Gopal Prabhu for Bhagavad Gita class. Hare Krishna. Giridhar Gopal Prabhu, over to you. Prabhu, you are on mute.
Thank you, Aparajit Govind Prabhuji. Can you hear me now?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, great. Okay, so we'll just do 1 minute of kirtan or 2 minutes of kirtan, and then we'll get started with the session. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyata Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe Jaya Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadra Mai Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Subhadra Mai Jaya Sudarshana Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Hare Krishna. I welcome you all on behalf of ISKCON SKBC to this Sunday evening program. Today we are going to discuss shloka from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, shloka number 28, which is the last chapter. So I'll just share my screen so that all of you can see, and we'll recite the shloka and I'll read the purport. Vedeshu yagneshu tapasyu chaiva dhaneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam upyati chadyam. Vedeshu yagyeshu tapasyu chaiva dhaneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam upayati chadyam. Vedeshu yagneshu tapasyu chaiva dhaneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam upayati chadyam. Word to word meaning. Vedeshu in the study of Vedas, Yagneshu in the performance of yagna or sacrifice, Tapasu in undergoing different types of austerities, Cha also, Eva certainly, Dhaneshu in giving charities, Yat that which, Punya Phalam result of pious work, Pradishtam indicated, Atyeti surpasses, Tat Sarvam all those, Idam this, Viditva knowing, Yogi the devotee, Param supreme, Sthanam abode, Upayati achieves, Cha also, Adyam original. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Shri Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifices, undergoing austerities, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all this, and at the end he reaches the supreme eternal abode. Purport. This verse is the summation of the 7th and 8th chapters, which particularly deal with Krishna consciousness and devotional service. One has to study Vedas under the guidance of spiritual master and undergo many austerities and penances while living under his care. A brahmachari has to live in the home of spiritual master just like a servant, and he must beg alms from door to door and bring them to the spiritual master. He takes food only under the master's order, and if the master neglects to call the student for food that day, the student fasts. These are some of the Vedic principles for observing brahmacharya. After the student studies the Vedas under the master for some time, at least from age 5 to 20, he becomes a man of perfect character. Study of Vedas is not meant for the recreation of armchair speculators, but for the formation of character. After this training, brahmachari is allowed to enter into household life and marry. When he is a householder, he has to perform many sacrifices so that he may achieve further enlightenment. He must also give charity according to the country, time, and candidate, discriminating among charity in goodness, in passion, and in ignorance, as described in Bhagavad Gita. Then, after retiring from household life upon accepting the order of Vanaprastha, he undergoes severe penances, living in forest, dressing with tree bark, not shaving, etc. By carrying out the orders of brahmacharya, householder life, Vanaprastha, and finally sannyasa, one becomes elevated to the perfectional stage of life. Some of them elevated to heavenly kingdoms, and when they become even more advanced, they are liberated to spiritual sky, either in impersonal Brahmajyoti or in Vaikuntha planet or Krishna Loka. This is the path outlined by Vedic literature. The beauty of Krishna consciousness, however, is that by one stroke, by engaging in devotional service, one can surpass all the rituals of different orders of life. The word idam viditva indicate that one should understand the instructions given by Sri Krishna in this chapter and the 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. One should try to understand these chapters not by scholarship or mental speculation, but by hearing them in association with devotees. Chapters 7 through 12 are the essence of Bhagavad Gita. The first 6 and the last 6 chapters are like covering for the middle 6 chapter, which are especially protected by the Lord. If one is fortunate enough to understand Bhagavad Gita, especially this middle 6 chapters, in the association of devotees, then his life at once becomes glorified beyond all penances, sacrifices, charities, speculation, etc. For one can achieve all the results of this activity simply by Krishna consciousness. One who has little faith in Bhagavad Gita should learn Bhagavad Gita from a devotee, because in the beginning of 4th chapter, it is clearly stated that Bhagavad Gita can be understood only by devotees. No one else can perfectly understand the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. One should therefore learn Bhagavad Gita from a devotee of Krishna, not from mental speculators. This is the sign of faith. When one searches for a devotee and fortunately gets a devotee association, one actually begins to study and understand Bhagavad Gita. By advancement in Krishna conscious, by advancement in the association of devotees, one is placed in devotional service, and this service dispels all one's misgivings about Krishna or God and Krishna's activities, form, pastime, name, and other features. After these misgivings have been perfectly cleared away, one becomes fixed in one's study. Then one relishes the study of Bhagavad Gita and attains the state of feeling always Krishna consciousness. In the advanced stage, one falls completely in love with Krishna. This is the highest perfectional stage of life, enables the devotee to be transferred to the Krishna's abode in spiritual sky, Goloka Vrindavan, where the devotee becomes eternally happy. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport to the 8th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of attaining the Supreme. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjalashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Stute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Pancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschyanta Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you for your patience, and I welcome all of you once again to this Sunday session where we are discussing Bhagavad Gita chapter 8, shloka number 28, which is the last shloka of the chapter. And as you can see from the purport given by Srila Prabhupada, that this verse basically sums up the 7th and 8th chapter. So whatever we studied in the 7th and 8th chapter, this verse is like a summary of that, and we will discuss more about it. So Bhagavad Gita, there are many chapters. So let's see the chapter 7th and 8th. So basically, if you see the chapter 7th, it's called Knowledge of the Absolute, and chapter 8 is Attaining the Supreme. So we know about the Lord, and then we know we discuss about how to attain the Lord. Here, basically, Krishna tells about himself, and then he tells about how to attain himself. And as you heard in the purport, that Srila Prabhupada tells that the first 6 and the last 6 chapters are like the outer covering. The real the real knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita is in the middle 6 chapters. And if one reads these 6 chapters with all concentration and attention in the association of devotees, he will progress very fast in the devotional service to Krishna, to the Lord. So that is what is mentioned in the purport as well. So again, if you see, we are talking about confidential knowledge. So in the Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada that chapter number 2 and 3 are like confidential knowledge. Chapter number 2 and 3 is where Krishna gives the confidential knowledge. Chapter number 7 and 8 is where Krishna gives the more confidential knowledge. And chapter number 9 is one where Krishna tells about the most confidential knowledge. And you can see here the chapter 9, it's named as the most confidential knowledge, right? So that's why chapter 6 and 8 are important. And we have been discussing about those in last few months. So all of us are aware about 7 and 8. So let us come back to the shloka. Shloka says, Vedeshu yagneshu tapasyu chaiva dhaneshu yat punya phalam pradishtam atyeti tat sarvam idam viditva yogi param sthanam upayati chadyam. So, one observation, my observation is that the last shlokas of all the chapters in Bhagavad Gita are full of, lot of information, lot of meaning, and lot of meaning is there in all the last shlokas of each chapter. So there is a similar shloka in chapter number 6. It's called Yoginam api sarvesham mat gatenantara atmana shraddhavan bhajate yomam same yukta tamo mataha. This is the last shloka of chapter 6. And here it says, and of all yogis, the one with great faith who abides in me, thinks of me within himself and renders transcendental loving service to me, he is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. That is my opinion. So here you have the word bhajate. So I'll not go into more details. All I wanted to tell you about this shloka is that here Krishna is very clearly saying among all the yogas, among all the paths that lead to him, Bhakti Yoga is the topmost, right? And here in shloka the last 8.28, here he tells what are the benefits one gets, what are the benefits that that everyone gets, that the yogi gets, that the tapasvi gets, and then the bhakta gets. So here it talks about the benefits, where in the 6th shloka it was talking about different paths and which is the best in the opinion of the Lord. Okay, so here Vedeshu yagneshu tapasyu chaiva daneshu yat punya phalam. So punya phalam. So there are these keywords, Vedeshu yagneshu tapasyu chaiva, and then daneshu punya phalam. So punya phalam, everyone wants to increase their bank balance of the punya, so that we can get a lot of benefits, material sense gratification. We go to higher planets. So we want that we all do punya and our bank balance of punya should somehow increase. So that is what after the world is after, to increase their punya. So there are so many people in this planet, and all of them want to do good deeds so that their punya phalam increases. So what happens when the punya phalam increases? They get to go to higher planets and then enjoy the material benefits there and do some sense gratification, higher sense gratification in the higher planet. So that is what everyone is after. And to get the punya, what they do? They do dana. So they do dana and then multiple other things. So dana is the easiest one. So most of the people, if you see material world, they do some charity to get punya. So charity, they give a lot of charity with the intention of doing self gratification and getting punya. That is the intention. And some of the people, they do yagna, sacrifices, fire sacrifices by offering or pleasing some demigods. Again, in return, what they expect is material benefits. And then some of the people do tapasya. Tapasya, like they visit holy places. They shave their head, shave their hair, they shave their head, and then they do some upvas kind of thing. So these are the austerities of tapasya. Again, with the intention of not serving or pleasing the Lord, but with the intention of getting material benefits 1,000 times in return. So that is what most of the people do. And these are the people who are not aware of anything else. There are, so here it's also written Vedeshu. So there are some people who also study the Vedas. They study the Vedas, but they still do not realize that they do all types of word jugglery and interpretation of the Vedas, right? So that is also incorrect. But overall, if you see, this is also considered as a good start into the path of spirituality. So when I say a good start, when you give some charity, it is a good start. Okay, so giving charity to the needy people or is a good sign, because you are giving something. In the material world, most of us want to get something from everybody. We want to get everything from everyone, but we don't want to give. So even having that feeling of giving is a good one, is a good first step on the path of spirituality. So by giving, and that is so this is the difference between the modern world and the Vedic world. Vedic culture and the modern culture. Modern culture, everyone wants to get things from everyone. But in the Vedic culture, everyone wants to give away in charity. So if you see the pastimes of Krishna, when Krishna was born, the next day there was a Anand Utsav, and then Nand Maharaj gave away a lot of things in charities to Brahmanas, right? So, and any other scriptures you read in any Vedic scriptures, you will always find the kings or the grahasthas giving away in charity. So the culture of Vedic culture is to give away and thereby become detached. So in the modern, it's a kind of opposite in modern culture. They want to get everything, but don't want to give anything. We have experience when we go to asking for donation on Janmashtami or when on any other festival occasions, not many people are eager to contribute, right? So they are not eager to contribute. Even if we tell them that, okay, buy this book, you will benefit. Even then they are not able to, they don't want to buy the book, or they're not able to give away the money that they have earned. So anyone who gives some charity in material world is okay. I mean, that's the baby step. Maybe after multiple lifetimes and having this habit of giving charities, he might become little detached, right? So the first platform of on the path of spiritual progress, you can classify those persons as karmakandis. They will do yagya, they will do tapasya, they will do dana, but with the intention of getting some material benefit. So you can classify these persons as in the category of karmakandis, right? Which is the first step. And over multiple million of lifetime, then they will get into the second step, which is the Jnani part. So in the first step as karmakandis, most of the people are unaware about who is the Supreme Lord. They are absolutely unaware, and they are on the bodily platform. So they relate themselves with the body. So all the benefits they want is for gratifying their body and the senses. But on the second stage, which is the Jnani stage, it's one step. After millions of years, the karmakandi will go into the Jnani stage. Here they will say, okay, I know that I am not this body, I am the soul. So that is the stage of the Jnani. So that stage that they know that they are not the body, but they are the soul, but they don't know anything else apart from it. So the Jnani will speculate, do analytical analysis for thousands of years. They will read the Vedas. They will read all the philosophical materials, but they will not have a clear conception again of who is God and what is our relationship to God, right? So they don't have that. The only thing that they will know is I am not this body, I am the soul. After millions of years, millions of lifetime, such jnanis will go into the next stage, which is the yogic stage, the Astanga yogi, the yogic stage, right? So here, what here they will know that, okay, I am not this body, I am the soul, but there is something called as a super soul or Paramatma, which is situated in the heart, and they will try to focus their energy on the, they will try to focus their concentration and mind on the heart, on the Paramatma. So that is the third stage. So in Bhagavad Gita, if you see the chapters, chapter wise, you see the first chapter is the introduction, third chapter is the summary, and slowly you see about Karma Kandis, Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, Astanga Yogi, and then you come to the 7th and 8th chapter, right? So that is the, these are the path in which a normal layman will grow. They'll become a Karma Kandi, they'll become a Jnani, and they'll become a yogi, and the final stage and the topmost stage, as mentioned by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, is that of the Bhakti Yoga or the Bhakta stage, and that is what that is the goal that we need to achieve on the, that is the final destination. I mean, that is, if you see the spiritual path, the aim or the goal is to become a Bhakta. So that is, but if you go into the path of Karma Kandi, Jnani, and Yogi, it will take millions and millions of lifetime to reach there, right? So, so basically, this shloka here, it says that the benefits that we get out of all these yogic paths, a bhakta automatically gets whatever benefit the Karma Kandi gets and Yogi gets and Astanga Yogi gets, because bhakta is directly in the service of Lord. And we'll discuss this in a little bit more detail. So basically, the living entity has to be fortunate enough to come into the association of a devotee. So when a living entity is fortunate enough to come in the association of a devotee, he or she or they can be directly uplifted from the Karma Kandi stage directly to the Bhakta stage. So that is the power of a devotee, association with a devotee. So all these paths that we described are like climbing the stair. If let's say there is a 100-story building and you have to reach the top, which is the terrace, you have two options. One is you take the hard path of going through the stairs, or there is another way or easy way is going through the lift, right? So if you go through the steps, it will take multiple lifetimes to reach. I mean, I'm talking in relationship with the topic that we have. So but if you go on a lift, you can reach there in few seconds, right? So that is up to us to choose, and we are extremely fortunate because some or the other, by some pious activities done in past life, or by the causeless mercy of the Lord and his devotees, we have some or the other come in contact with the devotee and become the Bhakta, right? So therefore it is said that Brahmande Brahmite Kona Bhagyavana Jiva Guru Krishna Prasad Pava Paye Bhakti Lata Bij. So in the whole cosmos or Brahmanda, there will be very the person will be very lucky if he comes in association with a devotee, a spiritual master, if he takes the shelter of the spiritual master, and through the spiritual master he will come to know about Krishna and he will become a devotee, right? That bhakti bij is sown by the spiritual master. So this is the so the topmost goal for us, for a jiva, is to become a bhakta, and only by the mercy of a spiritual master and Krishna we can become a bhakta. And the path of the bhakta is very easy. It's very easy compared to karma kand, karma yoga, the other yogas that we discussed. The bhakti. So we are not going into the details of bhakti yoga. The bhakti yoga will be discussed more in chapter 12. Which is the devotional service chapter. So I'll not be going into more details on the bhakti yoga part, but discussing very specific to the shloka that we have. So there is also one misconception that so people usually, if you go and talk to some layman outside, most of them, especially in India, they think that bhakti is the path for people who are sentimental or emotional. All of them consider themselves to be intellectual, and they say that jnana yoga is the path for us, or the Ashtanga yoga is the path for us, right? So that is the misconception that everyone has in the material world. They all want to become jnanis. They think bhakti yoga is sentimental or for the emotional ones. So there was one incident which Radheshyam Prabhuji was kind of, he was mentioning about it in one of his lectures. So when there was an instance when Radheshyam Prabhuji had to go to IIT Kharagpur to give a lecture on Krishna consciousness there, and there he met a person who was basically from Art of Living, and he was the #1 preacher on Art of Living. So they had a discussion, casual discussion, and the Art of Living preacher told him that, we have designed our program such that, all the college students, all the technical college students, for them, we give them highly intellectual stuff. We tell them about the body and the details of the body. And then we have a special course for the medical people. So there we give them something which fits their medical, they can relate to very easily. Then we have a special program for the corporate people. They say that, they have created some courses or some programs which the corporate people can easily relate. And then finally he told that, and for the women, we have the bhakti programs. So where they will do bhajan and will do kirtan kind of thing. So the preacher was saying that bhakti yoga is meant for people who are sentimental, because they thought that women are sentimental. That's why they should go for bhakti yoga. So that was the understanding of the preacher. So the Radheshyam Prabhu, so this was the understanding, and this is the understanding of most of the people outside, that they think that, okay, bhakti yoga is not something for me. I want to become a jnani, right? So what is the problem of jnanis is, most of them, if you see the jnanis, there are so many so-called gurus nowadays who are coming on TV and preaching, and most of them call themselves as jnanis, right? So what do? They simply do word jugglery. They talk in such a manner, use some words in such a manner that they impress the people, but there is no truth or substance in whatever they say. And if you ask them some basic question, for example, a simple question like, who is God, right? Who is God? Who is the supreme God? They will not be able to answer this simple question. Whereas, once the same thing happened, there were a lot of devotees, and then there was a person from press. He was asking Srila Prabhupada many things. He was trying to act like a jnani. And then there was a discussion on who is God. Srila Prabhupada asked him who is God, and this jnani was not able to answer that question, who is God. But then Srila Prabhupada called a 5-year-old kid who was a devotee kid there, and he asked that 5-year-old kid, who is God? And that kid replied, Krishna is the supreme God, right? So here it's so simple, it's very clear, no word jugglery, everything is very clear, everything is very clearly mentioned in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. So there is no doubt at all. Even a child knows who is the Supreme Lord. There is no word jugglery. So that, so this is the status of Gyanis, and they do the research on themselves, and by doing this research, it takes them lifetimes to reach the stage of yogi, and then to lifetime to reach the stage of bhakti yoga. So that is so then there was another example which was given again, same by Radheshyam Prabhuji. So once he is a Pune temple president, right? So once he was there in the temple, and one of the there was one devotee, there was one boy, college going boy, who came to the temple, and Radheshyam Prabhuji asked him, did you take darshan of the Lord? So that boy says that, okay, well, I have crossed the stage of Murti Puja, is what the boy said. And then Radheshyam Prabhuji kept quiet, and he asked him, so do you do Nam Japa, is what the next question Radheshyam Prabhuji asked. Then the boy again said that, oh, I have crossed the stage of Nam Japa as well. Now I do only meditation. Right? So Radheshyam Prabhuji again asked him, what do you do in the morning and evening? So he says that in the morning, I go for jogging. In the evening, I go to the gym. So that is the status. So a person who is so bodily conscious, like doing morning and going for jogging and gym in the evening, and he's trying to do meditation, how can he do the meditation? I mean, nobody can do it. And what he will achieve, he will not achieve anything. We are not saying that taking care of the body is not important. Taking care of the body is important, but overly taking care of the body is not that recommended. So just take whatever basic you need to take care of your body to serve, to take care, that you need to take care. So there are such type of people who reply like, I have crossed this stage, that stage, but ultimately they have not crossed even a single step, right? And we have seen so many organizations in India, they write multiple books and commentaries on Bhagavad Gita and other philosophies. For example, there is somebody called J. Krishnamurti. So when you read those commentaries, it's such, they are in the Jnani category. It's such abstract that, you cannot make anything out of it. So you cannot absolutely make anything out of it. And since we don't understand what the person has written, we think that that person is should be a great person because he has written something which is so complex that nobody is able to understand. Right, so that is the status of all the Gyanis in India, and similarly we see a lot of them in TVs nowadays. So all of the same category. A person, if he is a real Gyani, then he should be able to explain the complex thing in a simple manner. So that is what a real Gyani will do. So whatever is a complex thing, let's say philosophy, if we think it is a complex thing, and if he can explain it in a very simple manner that even a child can understand, then we can say that, okay, he's a big person, right? But if he cannot do that, then, I mean, there is no way. So if you see the Brahma Madhya Gaudiya Sampradaya, so there are, and if you see in that line, I mean, we have Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Lord Shri Krishna in the form of Radharani, is the bhava of Radharani. Right. So how did he preach? What was he? You see how simple, in the simple way he is preaching. This is what is called turning the complex into the very simple way. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, so basically he called Nityanand Prabhu and Haridas Thakur, and he's saying, Suno suno Nityananda, suno Haridas, sarvatra amaragya karo ho prakash, prati ghare ghare giya karo e bhiksha, bolo Krishna bhajo Krishna karo Krishna siksha. So Suno Suno Nityananda Suno Haridas. So Lord Krishna is addressing to Lord Nityananda and Haridas Thakur. Sarvatra Amar Agya Karo Ho Prakash. Sarvatra means everywhere. Everywhere you you take my instruction and spread my instruction. Sarvatra Amar Agya Karo Ho Prakash. Prati Ghare Ghare Giya Karo I Bhiksha. Go to each and every house, and ask for this Bhiksha. Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Siksha. Just 3 words. Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Siksha. Very simple. Even a child can understand, right? So the way Bolo Krishna, very simple. Take the name of Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Siksha. So this is what the acharyas, the great acharyas, they have taken the summary of the scriptures and then given it in very, very simple language that even a child can understand it, right? So let's see this Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Siksha in relationship with the shloka that we have. So we have Yagyeshu. So Yagyeshu means doing sacrifices. But what is the sacrifice of this Kali Yuga? That is Bolo Krishna. Bolo Krishna. Bolo Krishna means chant the names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So that is what we need to do. We need to chant the Mahamantra. That is the Yagya for this age. So Yagyeshu. So if anyone is chanting the Mahamantra, then he is performing the real Yagya and is very pleasing to the Lord, because he is the so all the Yagyas ultimately go to the Lord, right? So he gets very pleased when you do the chanting of Mahamantra as a Yagya. Okay. Bhajo Krishna. Bhajo Krishna means you can do tapasya. I mean, it's kind of a tapasya where you can, you have the Arch Vigraha, serve the Arch Vigraha, follow the other practices that we have, rules and regulations that we have, and do Kirtan, always do Shravanam, listen to the Leelas of the Lord, Shravanam, Kirtanam, if we do that, and serve the Arch Vigraha and Lord and its devotees, that is Bhaja Krishna. And then what is Dana? So we have Yagyeshu, Tapasu, which is Bhajo Krishna, and then Karo Krishna Siksha. So Karo Krishna Siksha is what? Dana. So when we have got the mercy, somehow or other we have got the mercy and become a bhakta, then it is our duty to also give this opportunity to other fallen people in this material world, right? So we need to do Krishna Siksha, right? Spread the glories of the Lord and give an opportunity to all other bhaktas. Somebody pulled me into this Krishna consciousness movement, right? So similarly, we need to spread the glories of Krishna and spread it across so that everyone becomes the bhakta, right? So 3 simple: Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Siksha. So this is what we need to do. And this is the Yagyeshu Tapasu Dana that we need to do in this Kali Yuga as well. Okay. So basically, Vedeshu, so there are what's it? Okay. So let's take the examples. We have 15 minutes left. So I will just take the example about Vedeshu, Yagneshu, Tapasu, and Daneshu. Okay, so basically Vedeshu, can anyone basically give an example of a person who was an expert in Vedic knowledge, but he was very proud? Vedeshu. Well, so there is a story of Keshav Kashmiri. So Keshav Kashmiri, he was an expert in Vedas, right? He was an expert in Vedas, and because of that, he also became proud. So this is another thing. Like if you are following the path of Vedeshu, Yagneshu, Tapasu, there is a chance that you become proud and you get an ego. We'll discuss more about it. Keshav Kashmiri, he was a Vedic scholar, but he was proud. And then he had a debate with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kind of defeated him. And Keshav Kashmiri became the disciple of Lord, accepted the Lord as his master. Okay, then Vedeshu, Yagneshu. So there is, so let's, regarding Vedeshu only. So we saw how Keshav Kashmiri was proud and he had an ego, because of which, all his Vedic knowledge was, he was proud and all his Vedic knowledge was of no use. He committed mistakes. Similarly, there is another example of a person, of a devotee who did not know anything about the Vedas, but got the mercy of the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there is the story of South Indian Brahmana who did not know how to read. He was an illiterate Brahmana. He did not have any knowledge about the Vedas, but still he got the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. He got the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. So you see here we have two examples. One, the Vedic scholar who is very proud, and then the other example, he doesn't know anything about the Vedas, but still he got the mercy. Lord is so merciful. Similarly, Yajna is performed and done to glorify and please Lord Vishnu, right? But there are examples, if you see in the scriptures, there are examples. For example, Daksha Prajapati was performing the yajna, and he was very proud that the entire universe is coming to the yajna. But as soon as he saw that Shiva and Brahma did not get up when he entered the premises, Daksha Prajapati got angry and he offended Lord Shiva, and because of which he had to get a head of a goat. So this is one example where Yagneshu, you easily in all these stages, Vedeshu, Yagneshu, Tapasu, there is a chance that you become proud and you get the ego. For example, Ashtanga Yoga, if you get those 8 powerful yogic powers, then there is a chance that you can misuse all those things and then again fall down to the lower planets, right? So that is the problem of this Vedeshu, Tapasu, Yagneshu. Okay, and Tapasu. So Tapasu, the example given here is like that of Vishwamitra Muni. So Vishwamitra Muni had done penance severe penance for several thousands of years, and he had got a lot of power. But what did he do? He misused the power. He tried to create a Swarga for Trishanku, who was not eligible to go into the Swarga. But because of his ego, Vishwamitra Muni said, I will create the Swarga. And what happened? All the power that he had gained using the tapas was lost. So that is the example there. So there is another example related to tapas. So there are devotees who don't need to do tapas as well, but still they get the mercy of the Lord. So one such example in the Shastras is that of Shri Pundarika Vidyanidhi. So Shri Pundarik Vidyanidhi was a great devotee of the Lord, and he was a very opulent person. So he was a very rich person. Everything in his house was very opulent. So he had a lot of maid servants, and he used to dress very nicely, all gold ornaments everywhere. So that was very, very opulent. But so when Gadadhar Pandit and Mukund Datta went to his house to meet him, Gadadhar Pandit basically when he saw Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he got a doubt whether this fellow is a real Vaishnava or he doesn't look to be a Vaishnava in any form, because he was so opulent in his dress. In the house was so opulent. He had so maid servants, and he was lot of opulent things around him. So Gadadhar Pandit got a doubt whether he is a real Vaishnava. But then Mukunda Datta sang a shloka from Srimad Bhagavatam, and then Gadadhar Pandit saw the reaction of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. He was rolling down on the ground, and torrents of tears were coming through his eyes, because he heard the shloka where about the mercy given by the Lord Krishna to Putana. So just by hearing a simple shloka, he became so ecstatic. So there are persons who do not do tapasya. There are great devotees who do not do any tapasya, who are very opulent, but they are very, very great devotees as well. And there is the example of dan and charity. So there are, basically when Bali Maharaj was giving dan, so he was little proud in the sense that he asked the Lord, hey, why you are asking me 3 steps? You can ask me 3 big islands. I can give you 3 big islands, because I am the proprietor of all the 3 worlds. I can give you anything you ask. I am the proprietor of all the 3 worlds. You are just asking me 3 steps. So, there is a chance that following the path of the dana as well, I mean, you can become proud and you can fall down. And the similar example there was of dana. So there was this devotee, I mean, basically everyone knows Sudama Vipra. He took little chipped rice for the Lord, and that too he was very hesitant to give. But the Lord saw it and he snatched away the chipped rice that he had given. And that is the real dana, and the Lord really relished it, right? So that is the dana. So basically yajna, dana, tapa, and so vedeshu, yagneshu, jnaneshu, daneshu, all this is fine, but a devotee who is rendering devotional service can achieve all perfection and even more by just doing bhakti yoga. So bhakti yoga is considered superior to all the other yogas. That is the summary and outcome of this particular shloka. Okay, so we have 5 minutes left. I'll try to wrap it up. So what happens? Let's say so what are the benefits that a bhakti yoga gets? So bhakti yoga, by doing bhakti yoga, and why we should do bhakti yoga, why we should not do all the other 4 types which is mentioned in this sloka. By doing bhakti yoga, we build a direct relationship with the Lord. And we do not expect, our intention is just to do service to the Lord and his devotees. We do not expect anything in return. This type of service is called unalloyed devotional service. We do not expect anything in return. And the ultimate stage of bhakti yoga is the madhurya stage, which is the conjugal love stage or the prema stage. I mean, you can say that ultimate stage is the prema stage, where we love the Lord, right? So, and what is the destination for a bhakta? The destination for the bhakta is Krishna Loka. Whereas if you see the destination of the person who is doing dana or charity, the person who is doing dana or charity, he or she may go to the higher planet. But again, when the punya is over, he or she may come back again to the lower planet. So they are still in the material, this cycle of birth and death, right? The same applies to, let's say, the Gyanis. The Gyanis or the Yogis, maximum they can go to maybe Brahma Jyoti stage. But what happens in Brahma Jyoti stage? I mean, there is nothing. I mean, there is no relationship. It's all impersonal. It's only maybe you'll have some peace but it's all impersonal. So again, after some time, there is a chance that you may fall down, right? And so the Vaikuntha planets or the Krishna Loka planets, that is what is the, the Bhakta basically has an opportunity to go to the Vaikuntha or the Krishna Loka planet. However, the Bhakta doesn't even want or desire anything. The only desire that the Bhakta has is to just serve the Lord and his devotees. That is the only desire, and that he doesn't worry whether he goes to Vaikuntha Loka or Krishna Loka. Even if he comes back to lower Loka, only thing he wants or desires is that he should never forget Krishna, and he should be always in association of the devotees. And these two things, if it is there, the Bhakta is very happy. He's whether he is in Goloka, Vaikuntha Loka, or anywhere else. Right, so this is the desire of the Bhakta. So this is the summary of the shloka is that Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate. Is the goal, and we should consider ourselves very lucky or bhagyavan because we have come in association of devotees, and we have got an opportunity to know about the glories of the Lord and serve the Lord and his devotees. With that, I would like to end the session for today. If there are any questions, I'll take. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
If any devotees have comments or questions, they can post in the chat, or they can directly ask to Prabhu also.
Very nice lecture, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so one takeaway, what I understood is even different processes, they are, even though very, very great work, and they may lead us to heaven also, but they will not be able to give us a bhakti. Only Krishna's bhakti, even though we may do whatever we have, so it will be a great benefit for us. That I understood. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you very much for a wonderful class. Let's all chant one time Hare Krishna Mahamantra for all of us spiritual growth and Prabhu's spiritual growth. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So thank you, devotees, for joining. So next coming Saturday, we have Ekadashi. So the devotees are requested to fast on that day from grains. They can take fruits, vegetables, milk, curd. Yes. And Siksha program is coming. So as you all know, what is Siksha? Siksha is that we take progressive step by step, the increasing chanting, our increasing spiritual life, reading Prabhupada books. So there are levels like 1 round, 4 round, 8 round, and 16 round. So devotees who are BV leaders, they can ask their BV members to take the Siksha program, so that they can commit something to the Lord and increase their spiritual path. So whoever already taken, they can update there. For example, if somebody has taken already 4 round Siksha, they can increase to their 8 round. So if anybody is there, they can give their name to me or in the WhatsApp group, they can give. And BV leaders should ask their BV members to take the Siksha program. So Siksha program will be around Francis Mataji, November.
November 7th, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so November 7th Siksha program. So devotees are requested to take action on that. So we will be going to provide this time Google form, so that people can just fill the form and no need to write and send a scan copy. It will take a lot of time. That also they can do, but if Google Form is available, they can fill the form. Okay. Thank you, devotees. We'll meet again next week, same time for the Bhagavad Gita class with Gaura Arti and Tulsi Arti. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.